US President Joe Biden approved an executive order on Wednesday to slap sanctions on the leaders of Myanmar's coup. The measures will target military leaders, their business interests, and their close family members. Washington is also taking steps to block generals from having access to $1 billion in Myanmar government funds held in the US. The February 1st coup and detention of elected leader Aung San Suu Kyi presents Biden with his first major international crisis. Biden said that while they would be freezing US assets that benefit Myanmar's government, they would maintain support for the country's healthcare and civil society groups.
The people of Burma are making their voices heard, and the world is watching. We'll be ready to impose additional measures, and we'll continue to work with our international partners to urge other nations to join us in these efforts.
It was a road trip that put Loujain al-Hathloul in jail. In 2014, she attempted to cross from the United Arab Emirates to Saudi Arabia, where women were not allowed to drive. After 73 days in jail, she'd become the face of a movement. Loujain was later pardoned by King Salman and told to keep quiet. She focused her energies on ending the male guardianship system in the kingdom. In 2015, women were allowed to vote and stand in elections. She ran, but her name was kept off the ballot. It wasn't long before public pressure appeared to show results. In 2017, Saudi Arabia announced women would be allowed to drive under reforms made by Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. But just weeks before the ban was lifted in 2018, Loujain was stopped while driving in the UAE, flown to Riyadh, and later detained with around a dozen other women's rights activists.
Thousands of government employees are protesting against salaries disparities between various federal government employees. They are demanding a 40% increase in their salaries. The protesters are currently negotiating with the Islamabad Deputy Commissioner, but so far talks have failed.
We are being shot at from every direction. This government is causing us a lot of pain. We did not vote this government into power to shoot at us. We are citizens of this country and we want to see this country prosper. We don't want to see this country declining.
Standoff and several diplomatic and military level talks, Indian Defence Minister Rajnath Singh today announced that India and China have begun the process of disengagement along the line of actual control. Rajnath Singh has said that both China and India have agreed to mutually disengage troop activity in full. The disengagement has already begun along the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh on the north and south banks of the Pangong Lake. Rajnath Singh has reiterated, and I quote, "Not an inch of land has been ceded."
The government has announced an extra £3.5 billion to pay for the removal of flammable cladding from high-rise flats in England. More than 3.5 years after the Grenfell Tower fire, there are still at least 700,000 people living in blocks with dangerous cladding. Ministers have been under considerable pressure to do more to help. Flat owners say while the extra money is welcome, it doesn't address any of the other fire safety issues they're having to pay millions of pounds for.
Spacecraft successfully entered the orbit of Mars, making it the second mission to reach the Red Planet in 2 days. China's probe Tianwen-1 successfully entered the orbit around Mars after a nearly 7-month voyage from Earth. The spacecraft, which includes an orbiter, a lander and a rover, took about 10 Earth days to complete one full orbit of the Mars planet. Payloads aboard the orbiter, including cameras and various particle analyzers, will now carry out the surveys of the planet. The mission will try to land on Mars in May or June. The orbiter-rover combination became the second spacecraft in 2 days to reach the Red Planet after an orbiter from the United Arab Emirates entered the Mars orbit. Next week, the US will also try to land its Perseverance rover on the Martian surface. Only the US has so far successfully touched down on Mars 8 times, beginning with 2 Viking missions.
We go now to Pretoria. Authorities are investigating a complaint against officers who allegedly stole liquor unlawfully seized from a Pretoria restaurant. There now claims that when the alcohol was returned, some bottles contained tea. AfriForum is representing the owner of Henny's restaurant, and a formal complaint has been filed with National Police Commissioner Kehla Sitole's office. Barry Bateman reports.
Falsely accused of selling liquor during the lockdown, Henny's restaurant manager Atreya Nolte was locked up and the stock seized. The 3 police officers who arrived at the Pretoria establishment appeared to be after something very specific.
Everyone was just intimidated to the max. We got no information out of them. They didn't want to fill in our COVID register, so we didn't know who they were. When we asked them, who are you guys? They said they were the police. They just flashed us a little badge inside one wallet. All in civvies, so you don't know where the guys are from. And their first thing was just, where is your liquor?
This blog entry in a popular Chinese social media site talks about purchase of illegal COVID-19 vaccines. In one discussion thread, a social media user questions why he has not developed antibodies after buying one of them illegally, raising doubts among others that some of the vaccines being sold are fake. The website targets Chinese nationals, and authorities say it is proof that vaccines claiming to protect against COVID-19 are being sold on the black market in Manila. The vaccines are hard to acquire here and the price is steep. Investigators say each dose can cost as much as $200.
China must explain. I mean, how in the world these illegal vaccines get into the Philippines? With the strength of their security and surveillance system, it's impossible for them not to know or to find out exactly how this happened.
It's the faux pas everyone is talking about. A lawyer who didn't realize a Zoom court hearing had turned him into a cat.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here. She's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
It happened during a civil hearing in Texas that took place virtually because of the pandemic. Watch as the cat's eyes dart around, mimicking the lawyer's facial expressions.
I'm here live. I'm not a cat.
So, if he's not a cat, then who is he? His name is Rod Ponton, and this is what he really looks like.
First time it's ever happened to me, and you know, I'm of a certain age. I'm not as computer literate, perhaps, as you are, but I didn't know that these cat filters were on the computer.
Is this just a wave, or the face of Poseidon, god of the sea? Either way, it's captured the imagination of millions on the internet. Photographer Mathieu Revran took the photo near his home in Les Conilles, Brittany, during last month's Storm Justine. A wave crashed into a wall, forming a shape resembling the ill-tempered god.
It was raining, the light was low because it was the end of the day. We could see the waves breaking in the distance and crashing in the dike. One of the waves broke harder than the others. It's really a fragment of a second.
Revran said that when he took the images, the most powerful waves of the storm were striking the French coast. The photo has now gone viral around the world on the internet, with English, American and Turkish media sharing it. A fleeting moment of Mother Nature at her most dramatic.